All right, we rejoin Karuta as you guys destroy the weapon that was focusing the lost souls and keeping the darkness, uh, slamming against the rocks, if you will, as they battle the celestials and the angels that kind of defend the rift and the entryway to Mount Olympus. You guys destroyed the machine, destroying their method of combat and keeping the fight going. You guys have now reached the rift, though, after being beckoned by the Celestials, and you are now passing through that gate, and you are kind of blinded by this brilliant, bright light. Find yourselves on a majestic mountain surrounded by clouds and stars, and just magnificent palaces and temples made of marble and gold, shining with glory and divine light. You see statues and temples that are dedicated to the various Olympian gods and the rulers of the cosmos. Gardens, fountains, and exotic plants and other animals kind of are amongst the area and the scene. But currently, as you guys are in this empty street, this public street in Mount Olympus, you're surrounded by celestials, and they all are aiming various weapons and blades at you. The ones that called you in, I kind of told them to stand down, keep, not to hurt you guys, obviously, but to kind of stand by. Your group is surrounded by these divine creatures looking at you, and the one that was beckoning you through the rift points to you and commands in a large, booming voice. How did you make it through the veil and not be marked by the darkness? Are you in? Yeah. So yes.
We are not from this plane. We are from Fantasia. Um, don't exactly know. I'm not that magically inclined.
How did you stop the darkness? We've
Uh,
been slaying their creatures for for how many days has it been now? 2 days? 2 days?
days. Many days.
For days now.
Uh, I mean, there was a crystal out there that we destroyed, and that seemed to do the trick. Kind of looks to the others like, yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
It might also help that some of us are key bearers, I guess.
You'll see some of the other guards that were on standby, still on standby, a little bit more lax in posture, and you see a few of them whisper and mumble words to one another. The one that beckons you guys in, he'll kind of say, moments later.
So,
go ahead, Sling.
Salim motions to the other ones and says, "May I?" And yes or no?
What are you gesturing at?
May I step forward and explain
To the party?
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
The guards nod for you to step up and speak.
Okay, so I step forward and I put on my best performance, and I basically tell them about how these two amazing people, and go through the back history and really buff them up, and then how we met these incredible other two fellow travelers in the darkness, and they helped us, and with their squad of swordsmen and archers, and really play it up and basically tell the story as much as I know from when I met them and how we've defeated the evil, and we're trying to stop the escape from what's his name? Can't remember his name. And it's not Cronus. It's
Vivius?
nope. His father, Civius's father.
Oh,
Churtabug.
Cherubart. Yeah. Okay. And how we lost two in a valiant fight, and we've come to the gods to ask for their help in reaching out to these two lost souls to see what we can do to help them, either pull them back to help us continue the fight, or help them along their way to the afterlife. And we tell them how we fought through the shadows, and how we saw that they were attacking the rift, and how we decided to help because these guys are basically on the side of good and help wherever we can. And we destroyed the crystal because we saw that that was the source of the darkness power, and defeated the shadow monsters, and really ham it up and stuff because I'm a performer and go through all that, and storyteller and everything, almost like a bard.
Give me a persuasion check.
And there you go.
You're very forthcoming with the information.
I say, well, I believe that in order to combine forces and defeat darkness, we have to be forthcoming with information, because our information may help you and your information may help us.
The guard will lower his, or all the guards will now completely, not like, go defenseless, but they'll stow their weapons now at this point in the conversation. The guard that ushered you in and says, your story is of it. Your group seems to know a lot beyond that of your mortal realm. Your story interests me. Hopefully, it's interesting enough for Zeus to grant you an audience to hear about these things and to speak more about some of the things you've mentioned here. Follow me. Hopefully this will bode well for you all. The last unwelcome visitors did not fare as well. And if there's nothing anyone else would like to say, he will start leading you guys up up these steps and towards the Grand Hall. And let me go ahead and move you the map just so you can kind of see the area you guys have arrived in. So imagine you're walking up this mountainside and past these again the pillars and these temples as you're kind of climbing this majestic staircase all the way up to this massive hall at the very top of the mountain.
And as we go up, I'm talking to our guide, I guess you would call him.
Okay.
And really buttering up. Wow, this is amazing. This is very breathtaking and beautiful, and all that stuff.
Okay.
Sort of lathering it on.
Okay. Curtis, I will just say, being on this plane, walking these steps, and just being here, you feel a sense of peace, a belonging. It's nothing more than a familiar feeling of being an at-home feeling. It's passing, and but just something that you picked up internally that feels like you're kind of have come home a little bit. Already. Is there anything anyone would like to do before you march all the way up the stairs?
So like in the background, Alara to her brother, like how he was spewing off facts about Karuta when we first met them, is doing the same thing just about everything on Mount Olympus.
Okay. All right. As you get closer to the top of the mountain, you can hear, although you don't see it from necessarily outside, but you can hear echoing from the halls that you're closing the distance between, this loud sound of thunder and lightning cracking from within the temple, and booming voices that can be heard kind of bleeding out into the open air at the top of this peak. You can hear that there's some heated discussion of something that has angered the gods. Seems that Zeus has just finished his last kind of tirade of shouting and yelling, and the thunder settles a little bit as you finally approach the threshold. The guardian looks at you all and wishes you the the guardian is addressed. Look at you. I'm sorry, and notion to follow him in, and he takes you in, and you'll see at the center of the room there are three gods sitting pretty closely to one another. They're of gigantic proportions to yourselves. They stand towering over you as you look up at them. Standing closest to the center or to the middle and shouting, and not like he's mad at the other, but just they're very heated and emotional about what they're discussing. You'll see this god, and this god standing closest together. But there are other gods that also are in this room that are either not as maybe engaged or directly in the conversation, but are also audience or witnesses to what's being discussed or what's going on in this room. I'll go ahead and put those gods on the visible layer as well. You got ushered in by your guardian, and or by this guard, and he makes a noise with his spear, clanging it to the ground, and then he announces your presence to the gods, and allows you guys. It's kind of motions you guys to step forward into like the center, viewing the room.
And exhausted Lorna steps forward into the room.
Alara will follow her.
Zeus speaks. He's already, you seem agitated, on edge, and he says, "Who are you mortals? Who are you mortals to dare enter the sacred halls of Olympus? What business you have with the gods?"
We are Karuda. We are a group from Fantasia that seeks the help of the gods.
In the fight against the darkness and their leader.
The god next to him, another one next to us, the guy saying next to the one that's first spoke, the one, or the picture on the far right, will speak up. "You've trespassed into our realm, heroes. You come here as seeking our help. Are you just another trickster or thief? What have you come to steal this time?"
We can assure you we are not here to steal anything. We are followers of Merlin. We have been gifted keys by Merlin himself and seek to destroy the darkness that plagues Fantasia. All we seek is to talk to our lost friends, those fallen in combat. We wish to seek if they wish to live, and if so, then we seek to bring them back.
Zeus. Zeus, Hera will speak up, or I actually don't know who's Hera, and who's Zeus yet, but the one standing next to the big lightning and booming guy, she speaks up and says, "What keys do you speak of that you claim to be in your possession?" And she kind of quests evidence of what you claim to be carrying.
Lorna kind of looks at each of them and then takes off her bracers and turns it into a key. These are artifacts of Merlin. I don't know if you've heard of the tales of Fantasia and who he might be.
And the one with the black hair speaks up. "And who did you steal these keys from?"
We did not steal them. They were found and bestowed upon us. They would not go to just anybody.
Zeus will kind of study you all. Sorry, go ahead. Back, what were you going to say?
I think Alara's just gonna go, not everything that they have is stolen. Why would you assume that? Lord. My lord.
Hades will speak. We've had other trespassers recently. Those that have outright attacked our king or our people of Gracos that worship us, and are under the protection of my nephew, Hercules. This demon-like creature, Nidel, used some kind of cursed magic upon my nephew and stole his godlike powers. Escaped into my domain and stole my helm to go through the underworld undetected and steal the relic, one of the relics of Merlin, from underneath us.
Well, I'm sorry for that, Lord Hades, but I myself follow Athena, and these ones have not stolen anything. They were given or won the keys from what I've heard.
Give me a persuasion check, Alara.
Oh.
Okay. Athena will speak up. It is true she is a devout follower of she is one of my devoted followers. And I have no reason to doubt her word. Zeus will kind of stroke his beard at Athena's words that she speaks up. Athena will also speak up. Perhaps there's time to respond to the recent happenings, the recent weakening of the planes, and stop Nidel from getting at least the other the other divine key. Zeus kind of nods a little bit. I will say I have not ran into a mortal yet that has wielded this or has not been carrying so many keys with them before. How did you come to be on Mount Olympus? As he's kind of asking this question to the guard that brought you in. Guard says they helped us stop the darkness at the rift and stop the attacks on our gates. For the moment, at least, it's been the first kind of breath of relief over the last few days. He'll even say, I even witnessed some of the beasts that they dispatched. They didn't just disappear to the ether to regroup and attack us again. It's almost like they just erased them completely from the field. One second, everyone. So Zeus will then look down at you guys. Very interesting mortals indeed. Perhaps your group can aid us gods in this quest to stop Nidell and stop him from getting both of the divine keys.
Perhaps.
Still, why come seek my audience with me? Why come seek the audience of the gods?
Well, as we need help with our friends. Two of them passed in a vicious battle, and we'd like to talk to them, talk to their souls, see what their last wishes are, see if they want to come back, and if they want to come back, we wish for them to be alive.
These fallen allies helped you acquire the keys that you have today?
Yes, they were key bearers themselves. One of them held both of the same color.
Hades will speak up. Zeus, there are other mortals that will answer the call. It's how it's worked for eternities. This is not the last time, and not the last relic bearers we shall ever see. Go ahead and make a persuasion check, Lorna. Sorry. Let's do that too.
No.
But how quickly? From everything we've heard, that this war is going to be fast. How quickly can other mortals start bearing these keys?
And actually, the previous holder to this set, and I will reach in my bag and pull it out, decided to shatter the veil to make sure that this isn't going to happen again.
Hades will speak. This is not the first rapture. This is not the first coming of Chernobog. Chernobog is coming to finish what he has always set out to do. We shall weather this storm and in the spring be born anew as Merlin resets his creation back into action.
As one of the few mortals that probably isn't going to be reset, Lord Hades, isn't that not the best plan? What if we could win? Shouldn't we be allowed to try?
Zeus will say, present your fallen allies. Let me see. Let me observe them.
Lorna pulls out the early bird and goes in and brings out Anika, and then brings out Skybor, sets them before them.
Hades, do you know if these souls have passed through your gates on the underworld? And you see Hades kind of close his eyes momentarily. You know, and you see a little quick flicker of flame appear as he opens his eyes the next time, and they go back to normal. And he speaks and says, "The little one, his soul has not has not come into my realm." He goes, "This one's spirit is definitely is in between planes of the underworld and of this world." He kind of focuses more. He goes, "This one worships the balance of nature and the spirits of nature, that harmony. Mithril and the other spirits have great interest in his soul. He seems reachable. He says for the little one, though, he looks at the little friend. I cannot sense her soul in between or in my realm, which means she is somewhere hidden from view or sealed away from. I will not be able to bring your little friend back until you find what has imprisoned her soul from passing on to the next plane."
We believe we know where she is. Her soul, at least. But we cannot go there as we are.
And Hades will say, "Nor will your friend be the same if you release her soul. Being that she's imprisoned by the darkness right now means her soul has already become lost. And now probably even without what prison bars confine her to the quarters of her captors, even if she were to escape those bonds, she would be still stuck in the veil as one of the many lost souls."
Right.
Zeus will say, "If the spirits have interest in this one's soul, and these allies have been of great aid to you, it seems like we gods can no longer take a passive, inactive role in this battle. If the bonds have really been shattered from Chernobog, there is only one answer to this cycle, this last rapture, is to defeat Chernobog once and for all, or lose everything." I agree. Restarting everything and rebuilding from the rubble takes time and is very costly. He'll say, "I can call the spirit back to his body, but it will take a strong, willing spirit to make its journey back. There anything that your group can do to call those that were familiar with the fallen ones can do to call out to them to help their spirit find their way back. Be cautious, though, of course, for failed gestures the gestures that fail to help the spirit make its way back can also confuse the spirit and make it lose its journey and make it lose its way. Talk amongst yourselves, those that were close with him, and let me know when you're ready for us to try to summon him back to this plane, or back to his body." Go ahead, guys, if you want to chat about like so this really applies to Sky or sorry, Cronus, Lorna, and Celine lightly. DC will be considered on how familiar you are with them as well as your gesture that you plan to make. Also, no gesture is also an option if you're concerned of you know of risk, I guess. But
Whoa, God! I just wanted to talk to him, not bring him back right away. Fuck. Okay.
I mean, Cronus talked to him.
I know. Yeah.
if he was in the underworld, I would have more pull because he's more in the spiritual realm.
Yeah. Okay. Like, I feel like we're all doing like a group huddle here.
Do we really want Skyward back?
Do you really like him that much? Or is he just gonna complain?
He's a bit of a Debbie Downer. He kind of brings down the vibe.
Yeah.
Is this you saying you want to play someone else?
Right? I'm like, I don't like making decisions for other people, Howard. You know this. I don't like doing this.
I'm gonna have to mute Howard in the back until you guys decide.
No!
I'll mute myself.
No, I'm just completely teasing.
I mean, also, we're both here, just not as
Yeah.
characters that matter.
Hey, Elnir, you know us. What would Skywar want? No. Right. Okay. So, gestures from us to get him back to his body.
Things you want to say, little
Yeah.
traditions, things that you've done for others. Just
Something meaningful to him between
Yeah.
you two.
Exactly. Fuck. You know, we don't really. Wait, I feel like I should just do this on the spot because it's Lorna. What are we gonna say? Cronus, Celine. What are we doing? What are you two doing?
I mean, I got the impression before that he was kind of unsure.
Right. But that isn't a yes or a no. And that's the
I mean-
problem.
That's not for us to decide.
I know. I think we need to make it clear that it is his choice and it is his life or passing that he wants. Whatever he
Yeah.
may choose.
That's why you let him make the decision and not try to persuade him one way or the other.
You're right. I think, I don't know. Do we say something good and then something bad? Or do we just not say anything at all and just be indifferent? But I feel like being indifferent is just like, we don't really care about whether you come back or not. But like, it's your choice, but we also, we're just here. I don't know.
I feel like he would understand that by not persuading him means we actually care about his decision.
As a neutral party here, you still would need to show him the way back to the body. Whether he
Right.
takes it or not is up to him.
Right.
So you need to at least call to him.
Could we clarify
And-
that? Go ahead.
Excuse me.
Well,
go
if
ahead,
you're
Celine.
giving him a choice, you need to guide him here.
I mean, he's a natural wonder. He found his
Yeah.
way back already once before.
But okay, pretend he's lost.
Yeah, I get that. We need to show him the way. I think
And then the rest is up to him.
exactly.
Always has been.
I could put out a argument,
Mhm.
a reason for him to come back, about how he's the only one of the group that is concerned with nature and the natural balance and nature and the goodness, and all that stuff, the trees of the forest and the hillside and the animals and all that need his help in protection, and he can go to his final resting place, which he deserves, and the peace and the tranquility and everything. But just remember that the earth and the world is going to suffer with this battle. And he was chosen as a protector of nature and a guardian of the goodness of nature and the trees, and all that stuff. And what was the movie Star Wars with the little short furry bear people? Ewoks. And you remember, was it Luke Skywalker that was trying to convince them to join them to fight the evil?
Sure. I've never heard
that
of it
that same basic argument.
Right.
And then at the end, Skyborg, do it for the trees.
The trees.
I think that was the main convincing thing to get the Ewoks to join them against the evil empire.
Are you saying Skyborg is an
Sure.
Ewok, whatever an Ewok is?
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying he's devoted to nature just like they were.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Howard brought up a good point. Just I would keep in mind that Skyborg was seeking that purpose, and although he feels like he might have not found that purpose, maybe you guys can
That's his purpose.
mention purposes or things. So I think those are all good ideas. How would you like
Skyborg,
to participate in
do it for the trees.
How would you like to translate those ideas though into like contributions to the ritual?
They have to be physical?
No,
though?
they don't have to be physical.
Okay, cool.
They don't necessarily have to be physical like that. Like someone could probably say some words about
different
purpose.
checks, yeah.
The same kind of guiding light home will kind of not be as effective versus like some variety in types of trying to fall back.
Alrighty.
Here's a $20 gift card.
Here's a gift card to Bass Pro Shop.
Lorna's going to turn around in the group huddle and kind of look over to all of the gods and put on her brave face. I just wanted to check here, right, with this whole bringing him back thing. He has a choice once he gets to his body, right?
Spirit always decide.
Perfect. Yeah. Right. Okay. So, yes. Just make sure to put in your own givings that he can choose. It is his choice.
Of course. Is there anything you'd like to do as part of the ritual?
Oh, yeah, no, this is just us plotting. This is not our ritual yet.
Salim goes over. You said that there's a lot of gardens and nature and everything all the way up through here. Was your description?
Yes.
He goes over to one area and finds a butterfly or a bird or something sweet and gentle and takes it back over and presents it and says, "This innocence is what you're protecting, is what needs your protection and your help. And we all need your protection and your help and your guidance to show us the way to live peacefully with nature, and because we've seen the darkness, we've seen the shadow land. No more. We've seen the terrain and the rockiness and the brittleness and the evilness of the shadows, and no more bright sunny valleys, no more peaceful meadows, no more gurgling streams with fish and dragonflies, and all that other stuff. So that's my part of it.
Give me a persuasion. Okay.
26.
Zeus nods. He looks over at you, Cronus and Lorna. Anything you guys would like to add for?
Yep. Lorna's going to go up and maybe just trying to find something real quick. She's going to kneel beside him and kind of rustle in her bag of holding and pull out the potion of animal friendship that was on Anika. Seeing this, I always thought that it would be fun one day to watch you be able to talk to animals and Anika talking there and having a nice time and just being able to relax and not have to worry about the stresses of the world and trying to save it all the time. We never really had enough time to sit and converse and figure out who each other was and where we were from and what our purpose was. I grew up knowing my purpose and I couldn't imagine not having one. I always knew at one point it would be doing something for my city, my country, the world. And you never got to find yours. You have a chance if you want to. There's always a chance for you to come back and figure out what it was if you want to. If it's to save the world, then it's to save the world. If it's to have given us hope and life and knowledge that you've given us, then maybe that was it. It could be anything. Maybe you already accomplished it and you never knew it. But if you think you need more, then you can come back. And you can fight a good fight until you have to choose again.
You want to give me, I'm going to say persuasion.
Yeah. This is a really bad time to be exhausted.
Oh, you're at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cronus.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? And again, you guys are not forced to all contribute. But is there anything you would like to do as part of the help this ritual?
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk over and kind of place my hand on like his chest. Kind of focusing my key to my hand and just try to give him a sense of direction, like trying to think of how to word this. So like, I have stillness of mind, calms me down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to focus that energy. That way he can calm himself down and be able to make a decision.
Okay. So I'll say you're doing some kind of meditation near the body, trying to, try to convey your own moods to kind of guide the corpse of the spirit, kind of find their way home or some kind of peace, whatever that decision is. Okay. Give me a wisdom check. Or let me think. Is there something? No, it's just a straight wisdom check.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Zeus. Zeus will now kind of start speaking, and you'll see that his eyes that were just blue before now are completely black with little light bolts of electricity kind of striking through the irises. You see kind of clouds and electricity kind of spark off of his godlike body, and just the tempest and storm that seems to swell just immediately around his form. He reaches his hand fully extended to the ceiling and the sky as the storm clouds kind of gather, and he points his finger down at the floor towards Skybor's body, and the lightning comes searing out of this maelstrom that has appeared in this temple and strikes the body of Skybor. Skybor, Howard, I need you to roll me or whisper me a d20 roll. The DC is that of 11.
So
Or
just
I'm sorry. It lowers when it gets better. DC of 9. My bad.
just a straight D20.
Straight to 20. Yep. Okay. Let's go to the list of secrets real quick, and then we'll be right back.
I'll take my headphones off.
Okay, I'll move you. All right. So you pass. But it is, of course, your decision as Skybor. Is the spirit willing? And I know it was just because it wasn't going to resonate much for anyone else besides Skybor's character. So, Skybor would be, now that he's in the spiritual plane, would know a little bit of Mithril. All their Mithril area. You know that the spirits Mithril, Erythia, Zephyria, and Etherian are all seem interested in the journey. It's unclear to you specifically what that is yet, but
I didn't catch that last part. They're interested in what?
there are spirits Mithril, Erythia, Furion, and Etherian. And Etherion are all interested in your journey. Just so you're familiar, or just a reminder, I don't know if you remember, but Mithril is that frozen spirit of the north that Elsa embodies, and Erythia is the spirit to the west that Pocahontas.
Okay.
Zephyria and Etheria you've never met.
I would say he would reluctantly return.
Okay.
Yeah. It seems like that they're not really how to put it. He doesn't feel like that they necessarily want him to come back. Rather that they just feel like they're obligated to give him a chance to come back. Because the way they just keep making it where it's like, it's your choice to come back and whatnot. It's not like we need your help, That,
I completely see your point there.
but he will return.
Are you sure? I mean, it's your call.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just because you said the spirit's reluctant, I'm almost like, well, if it's reluctant, why is the spirit coming back if it's reluctant? I guess.
I mean, he feels like he failed and he's almost convinced that he cannot make a difference. But he's going to try.
Go back to the other channel with Skyboard, the newest wearing shoes. The lightning courses through the lifeless body of Skyward on the ground, and it moves in reaction to the current coursing through nervous moments, which seem like eternities after the body falls limping on the floor. You'll start to see motion in the eyes of Skyward. How would you?
Oh.
Lorna immediately runs over and hugs him.
Ow!
Ilaria is going to reach out and cast Cure Wounds on him. Not sure if it's going to work, but she's here.
You're back?
Where am I?
It was somewhere, Mount Olympus, gods, things.
Parchment and the quill slowly pans in front of Skybore.
Not
What
right now.
sign?
So what?
What about the parchment?
I was saying that a parchment and a quill slowly pans in front of Skybore's face.
Elnir?
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Okay, you know what? It can wait. Rest up, buddy.
I think after Alara heals him a little bit, we'll pull her brother back. Like 4 steps. It's like timing in place, man.
The Zeus and Hades and Hera don't really necessarily join you in your celebration of the return of your friend, but you'll notice that a few of the gods do find or do smile and take pleasure in seeing your group's joy. I'll say the whole. You know what? Give me an insight check, group. Okay. So, so everyone will notice, except for you, Celine, won't really catch on the nuances. But the gods aren't really responding negatively, but those that have a close eye are noticing that some of the gods have actually smile and react to you guys enjoying your victory here, and getting your ally back. Lorna, you're going to notice that while a lot of the other gods are sharing in your celebration, you're gonna notice that
I
one
only
of the
got a
god.
16.
I'm sorry.
I only got a 16.
Uh,
Disadvantage.
got a 16.
Yeah.
Yes,
So Alara notices.
Alara notices.
Yeah, it wouldn't be something Alara would pick up on because,
Got it.
yeah, just because it's context that wouldn't go into her insight. But Alara definitely picks up on the which gods are, and you all three of you do pick up on which gods are here with the Zeus and Hades and Hera. They all seem to be a lot more reserved. Their their emotion regards to celebration.
Lorna's
Zeus
crying.
was
100%.
Laura's crying.
Lorna's crying. She's an emotional wreck. She's tired. She got somebody back.
This is a time for resting and healing. Although time, I know things are dire. Let's celebrate this new adventure and journey. I have peace. We'll rest you before set forth from here and stop Nidell, the other divine. He say Nidell might have stolen everything he needs to get the first and to know where he's heading next. Um, but he doesn't have a way to navigate the mystifying spiraling levels. It's a treacherous landscape in the sea that will swallow you into the water or get you lost around. But to help with your journey, I think you need something stuff. You'll see as he kind of gestures his hand, clouds kind of fill the room of people, and they all kind of levitate and fill the ceiling, pure thick cloud. Another wave, the clouds will kind of reveal like a night sky, otherwise roof. Full. You see Zeus's hand reaches up through, like he's reaching through a portal up into this astral sea, and you'll see that he starts to yank and pull something from the stars itself. It starts to come into vision as this constellation of this ship in the night sky, the constellation of the Argo ship starts to get pulled down from the heavens into a material form, and you have before you in this grand temple a flying ship that has helped champions of Zeus and other gods in history past. He'll say this ship will guide you and offer you advice on your journey and allow you to travel. Nidell might have got the jump and it hurt us, but your help, sure we can still get ahead of it and stop before all is lost, or we can't heal this world Um, and he'll say, "Take this," and then he'll also say, "Regroup, or embrace one another. Enjoy your time with rest. Tomorrow we'll have a feast, and yeah, tomorrow we'll have a feast, and once you guys get settled, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Oh, never mind. Sorry, one more thing. Uh, let me pause there first. So he just brought this ship, the Argo ship, to you guys. Skyboard just came back. This all just happened. Before he proceeds to the next part of the comments, what he's going to say. What else are you guys wanting? All this stuff going on.
Lorna's helping Skybor stand up. Trying to be like, yeah, these are gods. Just listen.
Gybor is completely confused. He has no idea where he's at, what's going on. He just knows that he was fighting, and then he was at another place, and now he's here.
Yeah. Lorna will hand him the red key.
What? I'm sorry, Lorna?
Lorna's going to hand him the red key.
Okay. And it materializes, assumes back to form.
We shall explain all of what happened later, I think. And our new companions. Looks at Elnir holding the paper.
Did you guys replace me?
No, we haven't.
To be fair, we kind of just found each other in the darkness, and now we're all here at the same time. I don't think we replaced you. However, maybe she looks at her brother. We're technically maybe an expansion of Karuta. You all have something to do, and we need to get the rest of the armies.
By the way, the rest of your squad, these normal men, are really having
I'm sure
a hard
they're all
time
like
with all of
shitting
this.
a brick right now.
They're
Yeah.
in the presence of some of their gods. It's a very life altering moment for these unsuspecting military men
I
and
think
women.
seeing that her brother is probably still holding the parchment and quill will kind of like nudge him toward the men, just like, maybe go be the captain, and just like,
Men, you have a rare opportunity. Not many people can say that they met gods, but you can honestly say you did. And you didn't have to die to see it.
she'll leave them in his hands.
So, yes, is there anything else you guys like to do besides kind of retire for the evening to get a good night's, to kind of rest? You'll start getting some healers, obviously, that will come visit you, help you kind of recover a little bit more expeditiously, Gybor. But is there anything else you all?
Real quick, you were cutting out a little bit when you were talking before, for at least for me.
Oh yeah.
Where were these people heading? Not the person heading?
Where's who?
Did Zeus tell us where they're going to get the other key, or did he just say, "Here's a ship that'll help you"?
No, he told you that the similar information because you guys already knew it on your map that the next key is in the Spiraling Isles. He did not tell you specifically where it's at. You guys are welcome to ask more questions. Also, but he did say that the ship will help you kind of navigate the Spiraling Isles.
Okay, I thought that's what you said, but
Yeah. You're welcome to ask questions about the next key. He'll answer what he knows about it.
So Salim says, if I remember correctly, you gave a special shield to Perseus and a special sword. Anything you could possibly lend to us to help us in this major quest to retrieve your key?
You know, they never returned those things, so they kind of gave a bad rep for everyone. No. During the feast tomorrow, we'll discuss more on what your journey is should need. And I shall bestow gifts upon your group that will help you in your quest.
Your generosity and mercy is well known throughout the land. I'm confident that.
Well, I'm sorry. Actually, sorry. Let me retcon that. Sorry, I want to retcon that because I feel like he would have had a better response. Because Zeus is pretty has an ego. To your request, he will say, "I just gave you a ship in your friend's life." In more serious notes, he'll say that his gift, the ship in your friend's life should help you in your quest, but during the feast, you can speak to the other gods and see if you can gain more favors from the gods themselves in this event or this quest. So,
And Salim uses his flowery again language and his performance and everything, and he knows how to ham it up to nobles because that's what he's been doing his entire life, and to heap praise and everything onto those who have a attitude, trying to think of the word. But yeah, he will really lay it on thick about him to him.
okay. So, in a nutshell, you guys are welcome to engage with more gods at the feast tomorrow and see if you can gain any other boons or favors that might help your character.
I was hoping for my own Pegasus.
Huh? The feast is tomorrow.
Right.
All right. Anything else you guys would like to do or ask?
No, Mona's just happy to have Skybor back.
I say then the gods will and you will part ways. They'll still probably be speaking with one another, but you guys will get the hint that this is now moving back to a private discussion. And the guard will show you to the amenities of Mount Olympus. You can find extravagant luxuries that you would imagine in kind of Grecian, Roman kind of temples and grand halls. You know, wonderfully ornate baths and pools with, you know, plenty of exotic flowers and animals and life here up and down the landscape of Mount Olympus. Uh, he'll guide you though to kind of a large let's say temple. You know, it's open air with large pillars, but as you move inwards, there is a nice luxurious pool. There's celestial beings there that are there to help and serve and um, you know, get the things that their hosts need. You guys all have some alone time. You are with Alara and Elnir and the squad as well, but you are within your own quarters and the help kind of going around attending to things about your temple space.
Well, welcome back, Skyboard. I don't even know what to say. You died. Let's just pull off the band-aid, right?
I suppose it was bound to happen sooner or later.
Anika died as well. But
Where's she at?
we couldn't bring her back. Reed has her soul somewhere. It's in a fortress that is just... it's not capable of getting into.
That's it? We're just gonna abandon her?
I don't want to. I really don't, but I don't think we can do it and survive. We barely got here to get you back. We tried to ask them if we could get her back, if we could even just talk to her. And it's not possible. But we know her enough to know that she wouldn't want us to die to bring her back. She would know her sacrifice is for the world, it's not for us. Any of us who die along the way, it's for the world, it's not for our friends. I mean, maybe it's partly for our friends, but it's for the world. If we have a chance, maybe this has changed now that we've talked to the gods. We could talk to them tonight, see what we can do, but I don't know.
What of Sivius? Did you kill him?
I wish.
Right away.
It's a complicated story. She looks to Cronus like, I don't know, man.
Outside party, from what I heard from everything. Would you like me to answer that? It sounds like he committed suicide and then kind of dragged everyone with him.
It's not quite it, but
Maybe, but it sounds a lot like what he was explaining.
I mean, he made a sacrifice he felt he needed to.
He'll eventually die. He's kind of fading into nothingness right now outside of the gates. He's trying to help somebody we found get back to the material world, so as much as I want to murder him, there's a small part of me that's thankful for him.
He killed Wolfram.
Did we know this?
Yeah.
Yep. Wolfram. Yeah, when Skybird
That's
first
right, yeah.
came back to your group,
Yep.
he would have
That's
told you
right.
that. Yeah.
Like I said, there is a very tiny, minuscule part. But he's going to die either way. We can't save him, we can't... I mean, we can try and kill him, but... I don't know what the point is.
So what's the plan?
Other than sleep. We have to help the gods. One task. It'll hopefully lead us to a key of some sort.
At least it sounds like the overarching plan is your group needs to get the keys. You are the reason we could actually defeat part of the darkness. You get keys. She counts 8 of us that are here that are not direct key bearers. We'll spread the word for you. We'll get armies and salvage what we can, and while you build the power. And I guess you're going to need to replace, the 2 of us. So maybe you should look for somebody during the feast.
Real quick, did we ever get the gold paper from Faye?
Don't think so.
Wait, I think you might have.
Yeah, I don't recall if we got.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, I think she was only able to get the key back to you guys.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right.
As you guys, or is there anything else you wanted to discuss? Otherwise, as you guys start to kind of wind down, it's still really late in the evening, you will hear steps kind of approaching your residence, and you'll see one of the you'll see that one of the giant gods approaching you, one of the goddesses. This goddess is beautiful and breathtaking and poise and moves with great poise and decorum. It's this god right here, and she's walking with several other individual. It seems like people in heavy armor, some in robes, and others of various different garbs. But you'll see amongst all of them what they have in common are tabards and cloaks with symbols of a rose upon them. As she approaches your group, she she'll address you all. Ruda. Zeus has already spoken to some aid that you'll need on your adventure ahead. And as chance would have it, your arrival is not or it's been very convenient to the request and call of my children to Olympus to also help us in this dire situation. I have brought a few of my children back from the battlefield where Hercules had fallen, and these are some of the few that remain from that battlefield. These these most of my children will be going off to different corners of the world to help in this campaign against the darkness. But I have one daughter that I that I hold in high esteem, and I've watched her for many, many years. I'd like for you to consider her sword or her and her shield in your quest to stop Nidell and the other relics. Stop Nidell and from getting the last relic. And
She wouldn't happen to be a halfling, would she?
she'll smile flirtatiously at you, Salim. If you are looking for companionship here in Mount Olympus, I'm sure there are plenty of beautiful creatures in here that would seek similar company. But she gestures towards one of her daughters, and I will go ahead and let this daughter introduce herself.
So she gestures towards a woman who stands at about 6'2", relatively built, but not to the quite as built as Lorna and Cronus are. Unlike the others, she is not wearing outward armor. She's wearing like kind of a gray shirt that has a V-neck and kind of crosses over and tucks into her pants. Regular pants, boots. There's a hilt of a sword that doesn't look like it has a blade on her belt. She does have a shield with a rose on it, kind of attached to her back. Where you can see skin on like her arms from her sleeves being rolled up, it looks like just molten bronze. But otherwise, she's relatively kind of pale-ish. Bright blue eyes, like almost unnaturally blue, and then silver hair that has kind of braids intertwined throughout to keep it away from her face. I guess that would be me.
Aphrodite will address, introduce you. Say, "This is my daughter, Callie Storm. One of our knights of our high order of the rose." And then she'll give you the floor, Callie, if you wish to address Karuda or speak.
Nice to meet all of you, and sorry to say, but I'm not a halfling. I'm sure you could find one here. somewhere.
Lorna will go up to her, slightly, size her up. A new other female in the group, and she's wary. She'll hold out her hand, though, in greeting.
She'll take your hand.
I am Lorna McKinley.
Well, Matt.
Pleasure to meet you. She'll look at the boys like, introduce yourselves.
Don't think we've gotten to the pleasure part, but
I mean, Cronus is kind of just sitting there. More like he looks up, like noted, like pays attention like to you, but he's clearly thinking about other things. But he would introduce himself.
she'll nod and politely smile. Right. Well, looks like I'm at least part of Karuta. Is that what you said you all were?
Yes. That's what we call ourselves, and apparently what we're known as. So, welcome to the team, I guess.
Yeah, it seems that way. We can at least make sure it's not bad.
That's true. Well, I mean, if you want to stay here the night to get to know us,
Sure.
Sure. Right. Lorna's gonna awkwardly sit beside Cronus, like, I don't do new people well, apparently.
Skyward will speak up. What's your thoughts on slavery?
Not really a fan of chaining people up without their consent. Why? What's yours?
I really don't agree with it. But if it's part of the person's culture, who am I to say?
Fair? Wouldn't say I'd prefer being around said culture, but... Not my job.
No. I don't think any of us around here like slavery, so you'll fit in fine.
Well, one has over, I guess.
So, can we get any drinks around here? I'm parched.
They will definitely be bringing you casks of wine in due time. And it is about that time as you guys have started to get lots of wine and grapes and fruit delivered to your location. And you guys will have that available to partaking in such libations if you're interested.
Yeah, there's no doubt Lorna's having a very strong drink.
Is anyone else drinking heavily?
Sipping, but not heavily, no.
Nope.
Skyward drinks water.
Okay. Skyvor is drinking from the pond.
They clearly have a fountain. They're gods. They got fountains.
They're a little fancier than a pond.
No. Yes, you go ahead and drink from the fountain, of course. Okay. Or not from the fountain, sorry, from drink your water, Skyward.
From the fountain, yeah.
You.
Mm.
So yes. Let me think. What else? Yeah, is there anything else you guys would like to do before you go to sleep?
Yes.
I've got a few. Oh, go ahead, Cronus.
I sent you a message of what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Uh-oh. It's going to steal from the gods.
Hey guys, we gotta go.
Don't
Okay.
ask questions.
All right. Yes. So, would you like to go ahead and role play that out real quick, Cronus, or do you want to do that privately? Just because I feel like we're gonna probably wrap that up and use that as a pickup point for next session.
He's doing it more for like self reflection type of thing.
Okay.
So
Okay. Well. Well, as you stroll to reflect on yourself, current events, happenings in your life led you to this. As an audience and visitor of the gods themselves, you'll find plenty of space and road and sights to take your mind off things or to think about the things you wish to. As you are pacing, you find yourself in with some privacy. You are going to feel a warm, familiar glow start to grow stronger, and you've been feeling this strength, this harmony kind of growing and pulling at you as the days progress since you've arrived in Olympus, but you haven't really had the chance to investigate further. As you reach for the relics, the keys that you have been carrying and that have been in a dormant space, you see now that are glowing a radiant blue light from the gems. As you hold the keys in your hand, uh, they will start to emanate beautiful blue radiant magic particles that seem to swirl around you. As you have seen happen on some of your friends so many times before. Uh, you see this thing, or you see these particle magics are spinning and spinning around you horizontally until eventually uh, takes the material form of this belt with these jewels and feathers, white feathers that dangle from it below. Show as this forms around your waist. Additionally, the blue radiant light is spiraling around in longer cylindrical forms, and as it starts to elongate, and you hold in your hand a large pole arm similar to the one that you saw Sivius use against you, you and your group, not a few days prior. So we can share that one with you as well. As these things appear in your hand, Cronus, and on your person, you immediately feel your strength increase, and this cosmic energy just kind of fill you like a balloon from inside. And as the light and the magical effects of these items coming to be starts to dissipate, you'll see a form standing before you, not but 10, 20 feet away. You'll see the following figure. as this figure of this white, feathered Eric. I'm going to say this wrong. Aracora or Araraka, is the right. How do you say that? The bird race.
Aarakocra.
Aarakocra. Thank you. As this large creature or large person before you, trying to get to my picture of it, stands before you. You know, and begins to start to speak. That's where I'd like to kind of pause for the night. Up, you meet Zoran, the follower or the previous bearer of the. Gonna call it a night, everyone.